Like, it take a real motherfucker to get sober.
Entrepreneurship is a mindset. It's not necessarily what you do. Because I promise you, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you will be okay.
What do we know about trauma scientifically? It changes the chemistry in the brain.
We can relate to one another, you know. That's why this camaraderie is so awesome, because we just get it and we don't judge.
You can't fight new battles with old tactics. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your character becomes your destiny.
What do you want to be remembered by when you're gone? What's grounded, fam? It's your boy Johnny Gio. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Grounded Phoenix podcast. As always, the purpose of this channel is to express vulnerability and expand awareness to addiction, trauma, and mental health. Joining me today is my boy MoHawk Matt. What's grounded, homie?
Yes, sir. What's up, Johnny? It's been a while.
It's been a cool minute, my boy.
Yeah,
How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great, bro. Yo, I just got myself this brand new puppy, man. He's an American bully, bro.
Bro, my wife has one, and we're looking for a bulldog right now. Man, you're so lucky, dog.
Dude, I'm stoked on this guy, man. I'm like in love with this dude. I'm like staring at it. I can hardly focus, but
they're great dogs.
Bro, the temperament is through the roof, man. Their temperament is amazing, man. My little brother has Down syndrome, and he just ran to him. Was like gentle as can be. Like when I'm walking him, I've had pit bulls before, bro. Like, and these fools pull. Like this guy right by my side, and he's like 12 weeks old. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You
My wife is beautiful too, big and gray. Yeah, great dogs. Great dogs.
Hey, after this, bro, shoot me some pictures so I can check out your dog, man.
I will.
Hey, bro, so wait a minute. We've done this podcast before, but you weren't married, man. You're married now, right?
Yeah, I got married, a few months ago, yep.
Bro, how's the married life, my dude?
It's great. I'll tell you the best thing I've learned, though, and I hope she doesn't get mad when I say this, but happy wife, happy life.
Word, bro. No, I've heard that saying before. I was never married, but I've been with my kid's mom for a cool minute.
Yeah.
And that is 100% straight facts. Now, one thing I want to let the audience know is that we're gonna just talk about, the positivity, just positive stuff. What we're what we're doing now in sobriety. We both had some rough past. I know you were into a lot of gang violence and stuff. You were, your freedom was taken for you for a cool minute. There was drugs involved, so we're not gonna touch on that too much right now. But let's dig deep into some sobriety stuff right now, bro. Where are you at right now? How much time you got on you?
I have 3 years and 3 months.
3, bro. 33. That's a dope number.
Yeah.
Hey, man. So. Has it been challenging to get to this amount of time? I know for me, there's been my ups and my downs, dude. But does it ever occur to you, like, fuck? I think I can handle a drink right now. I think I'm gonna give it a try. Has it ever ran through your mind before?
Not really, because I have the worry that, like, if I drink, would it lead me to putting a needle in my arm? So I don't want to try. Because me personally, I'm not an alcoholic. But I worry, I've never really drank. So I just know that from what I've been taught with my sponsor and the big book, if I drink, it could open up that door to possibly putting a needle in my arm. So I don't want to take the chance.
Right. And that's something that I got to stress on here, because everybody's different. Everybody is either an alcoholic or a drug addict. But one thing that we need to understand is that we're addicts regardless. It could be addicted to fitness, addicted to sugar, addicted to sex, whatever it can be. It happens, and it grabs a hold of us. And like you said, maybe one drink can lead to that. But I have heard some stories, my dude, that some people, for example, I have one friend that it's actually my brother's close friend who's a heroin addict, who's clean from heroin, but he still actually smokes pot and he drinks, but he can handle it. But I do want to say I'm not recommending that. I'm definitely not recommending that.
I've bumped into that a lot. Like, I think they call it California sober now. A lot of people that they've found that marijuana helps them stay calm and deals with anxiety. Hey, if you can do it, cool. I personally, I mean, am I allowed to give my opinion? Do you want my opinion on that?
Bro, shoot your opinion, man. This is uncensored, my guy.
I just feel that if you smoke pot, you're not sober. Mm-hmm. That's me personally, because it's all a drug. It's all changes your mental state. That's me personally. Now, a lot of people do it, and it's become really socially acceptable in California. So I don't I don't think it's sober, but hey, if it's keeping you off a needle in your arm and all that other stuff, I mean, if it works, cool. I hope it continues to work. Personally, I don't want to do it, and I don't want to take that chance.
Right. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, one thing I want to talk about is, you can be sober, but are you in recovery? Like recovery, I mean, I've heard that people say this a lot. Like when you're in recovery, like you're working on yourself. Just because you got rid of the substance doesn't mean you got rid of the problem, right? Like we're the problem. Like what is it that you're dealing with? Or do you have a program? Do you meditate? This doesn't have to necessarily be a certain fellowship, but it can be like, I don't know, some sort of self-development. Are you putting in the work? Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Right on, dude.
Put in the work.
Yeah, I mean, the inner
Meetings,
work, right?
Inner work, outer work, meetings, helping others. You definitely have to be out there actively helping others. That's what I feel.
Right on.
Sometimes I don't have the time to go to. Sometimes I don't have the time to go to meetings. I average 1 or 2 a week, but sometimes I don't even have time for that. So, but I always stay active in helping people, talking to people on the phone. Instagram has helped me reach out to people in different countries. So, like, I stay active in helping and giving back as much as I can.
Right on, dude. No, I feel that 100%, dude. Instagram has been a platform for me where I'm just like, I felt the most purposeful I've ever been, bro, because I can reach out to so many people that are outside of the United States, and it's truly incredible. How else does reaching out, helping others look like for you other than Instagram?
Like I got a sponsee lately, and I'm working with him a little bit. A couple other sponsees I have, they kind of fell off. So I try to stay actively being a sponsor, but for the most part, my life is so busy. Like I said, I average a couple meetings a week, so I don't have enough time to pick up sponsees like most people do in the program. I would like to be better at that and maybe learn how to speak more, but right now I haven't been that lucky.
Bro, I want to talk. I never been a sponsor for a sponsee before. I'm actually just going through the steps for the first time. But
right on.
Talk about you know, being a sponsor and like how fulfilling that is, and like maybe some things that you possibly find like a challenge to some people that may want to be a sponsor and they might stumble upon these things.
It's real serious because you have someone's technically like their life and their well-being in your hand, and the direction you give them could send them down the wrong path. I get real nervous doing it. I try to use the format my sponsor used. I try to stick to the guidelines, and it's scary. It's good. It's very fulfilling at the same time. And the sad part about it is, from what I was told, is being a sponsor is really about us too. It's about us giving back, but it's about our recovery. We can help someone else, but when I'm a sponsor, I'm helping myself stay sober longer, and that's the biggest lesson my sponsor told me.
Right on. No, you're paying it forward, right? I actually get that feeling by doing these podcasts and where people are reaching out to me, or like even talking to you right now, bro. This is like therapy for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's because like a little mini meeting, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then we could you know, record it and then put it on YouTube. People can watch that and then just chime in, and you know, maybe they might disagree with certain things, or maybe they might agree, but at least, you know, one thing I've learned is like planting seeds of open-mindedness. You know, bro, I gotta ask this, man. It's always been on my mind, and I never asked you, and I just want to take this time to ask you this.
Go for it.
MoHawk Matt. Where's the mohawk?
It's tattooed on my head.
No way. Oh, man, I can hardly tell right now, dude.
I actually have a mohawk tattooed in letters going down my head like a mohawk.
Shit, I didn't even notice that. Now
a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, yeah.
That's dope. I gotta ask another thing, bro. I don't have my face tatted. How are facial tattoos? Like, do they hurt? Do they not hurt?
Not really. They don't really hurt. Some of them around the eyes are a little painful. Not really. I don't remember getting most of them. They don't hurt that bad. The ones that really hurt are the ones you're probably not going to expect would hurt. For me, like my wrists and my rib cages and my back of my ears. But for the most part, like a lot of this stuff was really easy to do and quick.
Oh man, that's a fact though, bro. When I got my neck done, everybody's like, "That's gotta hurt," and I'm like, "Dude, nah, it didn't." I
just got this is one of the biggest accomplishments I've had lately. I had a big 666 right here, and I've wanted that off my body and to get rid of it, and I recently did my third session to put a rose, and it's gone. I don't know if you can see it,
bro,
but it's gone,
I can see
bro.
that.
And I've got one more session, and I'm so grateful. The energy I felt left me after I covered that damn tattoo, it just feels so good with that damn number off my throat.
Bro, let's talk about energy, man. Let's talk about vibes. How important is that to surround yourself with the right people, even having the right message on your body? Because we look at it constantly. You know, it's a constant reminder. Yeah. Some people look at it as a reminder of where you've been and they're cool with it, but a lot of us, you know, it could really fuck with us. So how important is energy and the vibes to you?
It's really important. Who I surround myself with is how my days go.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really important. Energy's real.
Is there a situation where, like, I mean, it was probably hard to do, because I know for me, bro, I'm a people pleaser, man. Like, it's hard for me to set boundaries, and it's hard for me to cut people off. Like, is there incidents where you've had to do certain things like that, set boundaries and cut people off for your own well-being?
My wife has been really hard on me about that lately. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still myself learning how to set boundaries, because, like, I like to help people too, and sometimes I help people and go beyond what I should be and shouldn't be doing for my money or for my safety too. And I've been recently, that's been a struggle I've been learning to deal with lately. So I'm still learning that, setting boundaries myself.
Oh, well, shit, man, she might have to teach me a thing or two myself. What is one thing that she has recommended that's like, yo, man, this is how you set a boundary? You
just do it. What she says is you just do it, and that's it. And it doesn't matter what they think. My wife is very strong like that. She doesn't there's no bullshit.
That's what's up. Hey, so I know you wanted to talk about family, bro. Yeah. I mean, there's a big difference of how our family was like when we were using and how how it is now. What were the major changes, you know, with the situation with your family, and even go as further as, like, even with relationships with women, bro? Like, because I know when I was using and I was drinking, women only wanted to be around me because I had drugs, I had the alcohol, and I had a little bit of money, but I was a party dude. Like, no one ever wanted me for me. And now it's you know, things have changed because I've learned to value myself. Yeah.
Well, I had to learn about myself first so I could value myself. And then, like, I noticed the people I hang around, whether it be women or friends, they changed. They got better. I don't have time for all that other stuff. And, like, it took me to go through all that to meet a decent woman. One who will keep me in line and keep me in check. I hate to say it.
Right on, bro. Sometimes we need that, though.
I mean, I'm finding out I needed a whole lot, I guess.
Hey, do you ever find yourself, you know, maybe checking her a little bit, like, hey, man, you gotta practice what you preach, homie, or change your speech?
I would like to. I don't want to say it on camera that I do, but, like, I like to. I think I do, but it doesn't usually work out that way. Like, if my wife says the sky's purple, believe me, brother, the sky's purple.
Hey, you weren't lying about that happy wife, happy life shit, man.
Yeah. It's real.
Hey, we talked about some accomplishments, bro. What are some accomplishments that you've, you know, hit on, you know, certain milestones in your life right now?
Well, like I said, getting married, getting a second chance. I lost my son. I made a decision in regards to my son, and I get to talk to him every now and then on IG, but he really doesn't have time for me. And it's my fault because of choices I made. So my wife has a son who's autistic, and it's a learning experience, and it's a great feeling because I get a second chance of being a stepdad, and I get to hang around a wonderful kid. And I get to experience that whole family aspect that I've always wanted, and now I have. I get to work for a company that I love and that helped me get sober. I work for them and I model for them, and then the access that Instagram has given me with all these companies reaching out and me doing modeling for all these other companies is amazing. All these companies coming to me, someone who's been to prison, who was a junkie. I mean, really? You want me to represent you? You want this face to represent your company? To me, that's a big thing. There's so many companies, especially this one right here, Sullen, that has given me a chance that I just can't even begin to say thank you for, you know? And again, for, like, my wife for taking a chance on a junkie and letting me around her son. These are big milestones for me.
Bro, man, shout out to Sullen, man. I see your Instagram page is popping, bro, man. You get some good content on there.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, I just want to talk about your son, bro. If we can, is that cool?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm a father myself, bro, and that shit would destroy me, dude. I mean, one reservation for me is like if my kids passed away, or like if somehow they disowned me, or they didn't want to talk to me anymore. I mean, that for me would be super detrimental to my sobriety, bro. How are you able to you know, hold yourself together, man? I mean, I feel like this is some powerful stuff that you're sharing and being very vulnerable with.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to my son, how am I able to hold myself together? I just do, because I know that I made a decision a while ago based on my behavior and my lifestyle that I felt was better for him. And as the years have gone on, it seems like it was not a good choice, especially now that because I always planned to be a career gangster. My plan when so I was a gang member. I did street graffiti, tag banging, that evolved into gang banging in the San Fernando Valley, LA area. Which, if you know that area, LA and the suburbs, graffiti tag banging was humongous in the 90s. Mm-hmm. It evolved into street gangs for all of us, whether you be white boy, Mexican, or black. See, a lot of us, different races and cultures, were all thrown together with these crews, and we all had to join gangs as these things progressed. So my plan was always to stay 100 with my neighborhood, with my crew that joined the neighborhood that became a street gang that, like I told you last time, my street gang evolved to a level I wasn't prepared for when I went to prison. As evolution was happening, I ended up staying with my people, changing the whole dynamic again. I was dedicated to that. And then I joined the service to get out of some trouble, joined the Navy, and I got out of the Navy. So I never thought I was coming back to my son. So I made a decision for him I thought was better. And as the years have changed, my life has changed. I got sober, and now I'm like, I talk to my wife every day. I'm like, damn, dude, that was a dumb choice, because now my son has had 3 different guys that he thinks are his dad. He didn't get to know me. He doesn't really have the interest. I'm not going to say he doesn't have the interest, but he's not as invested as getting to know me now, other than like once a week I send him an Instagram message and I invite him to hang out every now and then, but he doesn't have time because he's 22 and he's got his own life. And I get it. And it's my fault. And it's something that I have to sit with every day. But I get a second chance with my wife's son, and it's amazing.
Bro, oh my God, dude. I really want to thank you for sharing that and just expressing that vulnerability, dude, because I think that's a very empowering message. And you just living in the present right now and the circumstances you have with your wife's son at that second chance of, you know, being a father, bro. I mean, you know, props to you for all of that. You talked about, like, you know, being a pro gangster and, you know, really being about it. Is there any aspect of that in your personality that has translated from going so hard into other things that are more positive now? For example, like maybe the Sullen family.
Well, I can honestly say that shit, I try to keep away from Sullen period, because they know I have a background and they respect it. But I've not only have I removed certain tattoos, I've covered some up. I've had to change a drastic part of my appearance, but I did a lot of that before I got connected to Sullen. I did that for my own self, for my father, who requested it when I came home from prison. And I feel like a lot of that stuff I learned on the streets, and I don't care what anybody tells you who's been to prison. You know, me and my wife trip out a lot of these guys, these tough tattooed motherfuckers that do these podcasts and these YouTube videos about prison and how you'll get raped. And it's like, a lot of this shit I hear from people is garbage, because I've been to most of the worst level 4 prisons. And a lot of that stuff that we go through, I think I told you last time, it's personal. It's private. It needs to stay in prison. It's not for the world to hear. Not for Joe and Sally who live in Iowa who want to get their obsession about prison life. It's not cool. The secrets and the stuff that we go through, they're for us. It's how we survive. They need to stay there, because there's a lot of guys that depend and rely on those secrets for their livelihood who might not ever come home. So I feel like a lot of our attitudes and stuff we've been through being gang members and prison gang members, which is the next step in the evolution, it does apply to life, because you learn a lot in prison you can bring home from the streets. You learn a lot of stuff about respect, how to deal with people one-on-one, face-to-face, or like head up. Everything in prison, for the most part, is head up. There's none of this other weird shit that goes on, this backhanded social media fighting or this shooting from across the street. Homie, you're going to get it. You're going to get it face to face at all times. And so I feel that a lot of these things, whether it be gangster or prison, it does help me deal with life on a day-to-day basis, because it's how you conduct yourself with other men, with other women, with companies that are out there to fuck people like me, who use my image and sell it without my permission. You know what I'm saying? So there is a lot of that stuff that I learned that does help me in the day-to-day life.
Bro, that's crazy. I didn't even know shit went down like that in the I guess the fashion industry, or where people
like
create
right now we're dealing with, like, people will put your picture on a t-shirt, send you one t-shirt, and then sell that t-shirt, make $1,000 with your image on it right now. And I'm like, whoa, bro, really? Yeah, we're dealing with that. And see, I'm not smart enough to understand, like, copyright law. I'm still learning about all this. You have the copyright laws, your images, if you give it away, if you don't, like, if people post it, there's a lot of things that go on with photographers. They own your image. There's a lot of stuff with this modeling and social media world that you need to learn and be careful of.
Bro, I mean, from every time I hear you talk, bro, I think you are pretty smart. I think just sometimes we got to go through these experiences. At least I know for myself, like, I actually have to make mistakes, bro. I have to make mistakes and go through the fire in order for me to learn from it. Because if I don't put myself out there and make these mistakes, I end up, not learning from them. And then I think a lot of people don't really take that step forward to allow themselves to fail or not fail. Because I mean, failing is not trying anymore. But you still got to be able and willing to say, hey, I may not have done it perfectly, but at least I tried. And guess what? I'm not gonna refrain from moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Is there anything that I haven't touched that you would like to just bring up and talk about? And then also, if you have any questions for me, bro, like I like to flip it on people and let them know, hey, you know what? Like, you can be the host right now and you can ask me anything you want and I'm gonna answer it 100. I
don't really think I got lucky enough to talk about my family. You let me talk about like I wanted to talk about where I've gone and what I've done since the last one. And well, what could I ask you? Let me see. How do you do it? How do you go through it daily with what you got on your plate? Because you got a pretty heavy plate too, with all the people you interview and what you go through. How do you get through the days like this?
You know what, bro? I've been struggling with this, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think a big part of some internal turmoil that I have is like spreading myself too thin sometimes, bro.
Yeah, overcommitting.
Overcommitting because I just want to do. I want to help.
Yeah.
And I end up hurting myself in the long run, man. And then sometimes even other people do. So just really finding a balance, bro.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say I can't do a video a week, I can't do an interview a week because I'm a dad, because I'm doing other things on the side in the podcast, and I want to connect with people. Like really finding the balance is something that I'm struggling with, bro. And sometimes, for me, that's just taking a step back, just pausing.
It's also, like you said too, setting those boundaries, knowing what's better for you, because I have a tendency, like you said, of overextending myself, overcommitting, and before you know it, I've got no time. I've overcommitted. I've got 4 photo shoots. I'm doing stuff for all these companies. Well, what is Matt getting back? Matt's now spending his gas money. Matt's now spending his personal time, because I still have a normal job. I work at a recovery center. I work overnight from midnight to 8 a.m. I'm going to work tonight. So and then before you know it, I'm exhausted. I need time for my wife to play with my stepson, for the dog. So I understand that completely.
Yeah, big facts, bro. I mean, I'm glad you resonate with that. I mean, and I feel like it happens to a lot of us because I don't know if we're natural people pleasers or we're just like, after we get sober, we're just like, this is why we got sober, to do it and to give back. And sometimes that shit just eats at us, bro. You mentioned you work at a recovery center or a rehab center. How is that like?
It's okay. I mean, I do it because it's easy for me and I know the work, but I've been doing it for 3 years lately. To be honest with you, I like doing it because I help people. I just, it's becoming harder and harder. Maybe it's just the night shift. The night shift is kind of wearing on me. I feel like at 3 years and a few months, I'm ready for the day shift now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, bro. I think after 1 year, you got to graduate from. I mean, that's something you got to bring up to your boss and shit, dude. But let me say this: is there a time that you felt like, you know what, like all this recovery stuff, all this helping, it's like getting overwhelming. It's messing with my energy. It's because I feel like that sometimes, bro.
I feel like every now and then I go through this little phase where I'll take a month or two, maybe a month and a half off of meetings, because I feel like the meetings become, to me, when you start hearing the same stories from the same people who love you're going to know these people when I say that. There's a certain type of individual that go to the meetings that love the podium. They love to be the talker. And they're always regurgitating memorized information from the big book, which makes me think you don't really understand the big book. And number two, there's those people that tell these stories. I've heard a dude at the podium tell a prison story that I was involved in, that he had couldn't even have been there. I'm sitting there like, damn, homie, you're talking about me right now, not even knowing you're telling a story I was involved in. Like, and I've heard gangbanging stories from people that are just trying to brag about my neighborhood that I was involved in. Like, so every now and then I get kind of frustrated with the meetings and I'll take a month or two off, but then I got to go back because I don't usually share that much in meetings. But what I like about the meetings for the most part is every now and then someone will say something that I need to hear.
Right.
And number two, I like to be surrounded with people like me, because all those people in that group, I might not know half of them, but they're all there because we all got the same problem.
Exactly, bro. I like the way you said that, and I agree with you. Sometimes you feel like people are repeating the same stuff, but you know what it is? I feel that way, but also I can look at it from the points of view of, like, the newcomer. You know, that newcomer may have never heard that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So that's why I'm just like, oh, here we go again. But you know, there's a newcomer, and the newcomer, I see his eyes light up, like, oh shit, that is right.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely feel you, and I think that taking some time off of meetings, that's a great solution for you, and that's actually a solution for myself as well. Something that I do. Bro, I mean, I love this conversation and everything we've talked about, dude. I do want to just switch it up a little bit. Damn, dude. What does being grounded mean to you? We're on the Grounded Phoenix podcast. What does being grounded mean to you?
Being grounded means having like a home base to stay connected to. Having something that at the end of the day, if the day is rough and the day is long, being grounded is something that regardless I can reach back and hold on to and know that I'm going to make it home. Like for me, my wife, my mom and dad, our dog, my stepson. No matter where I go or how hard the day is, my wife and family is a phone call away. My parents are a phone call away. I just got to drive home to be with the dog and my stepson. You know what I mean? So grounded is like it's just having that thing you can always count on.
Bro, that's amazing, bro. Very well said. I never really heard anybody explain it in that manner. One thing that I want to ask you is I never asked you this before, actually. I want to talk about spirituality. Do you what does that mean for you? Is do you believe in God or you know, the universe? What is that like for you?
Okay, so for me, I tread lightly on this subject because I believe in God. I'm going to say that first. I know Jesus hung on that cross for me, straight up. I also believe in a lot of like the stuff that my ancestors went through, like a lot of the Viking stuff. There's a lot of Viking gods, like and some of that stuff, like Thor and Odin, that I really feel strongly in my heart because that's my heritage. But I try to do both and respect both. But for the most part, I believe in God, and I know that, like I said, I know that Jesus hung on that damn cross for me, for everything I'm going through. A lot of people don't like to hear that because they consider it like, you know what I mean? Like it's, what do they call it? It's worshiping false idols or being paganism, but it's my culture and it's my history. I'm going to respect it. I'm going to believe in it, but I also believe in God too. And I don't let nobody, if you don't have to agree with it, that's fine, but it's my choice.
I agree, bro. Same way. I believe in God. I also believe in frequency and crystal chakras and honestly, bro, anything that stands for, you know, having faith and a power greater than yourself and just having that trust. What is one way that God showed up in your life, bro? And you're just like, I couldn't have done this by myself.
Well, he got me sober. He let me fix my life so my parents can have their house back. He brought me to a girl when I was, even in sobriety, I was kind of living a little bit reckless. And I met this girl that completely pulled the emergency brake on me doing 120 on the freeway. That's the way I described meeting my wife. My lifestyle was just, even though I was sober, was completely crazy. And she pulled that e-brake and car spun, and she's like, "We're gonna do it this way together now." All
bro,
right.
that is an awesome analogy. Hey, I gotta ask, you know, because I mean, we're sober, but sometimes we have these reckless moments. You know, we're not fucking perfect.
No, we're not perfect.
We're not. So how is it that you were going 120 per se on the freeway? And you know, if it wasn't for your wife,
like I was single, so I was like my sponsor always tells me, just because you're sober and just because you're honest, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily living right. Just because I'm single and I'm dating 5 or 6 different girls at a time, just because I'm being honest about that, it doesn't necessarily mean that's right. Because you're still causing damage and you're still hurting people's feelings who might actually genuinely like me, but I'm not taking you serious. And so, and I was spending a lot of money. Like my wife has pointed out, I have a shopping problem. Even though I work for all these companies that I get all this beautiful clothing from, especially Sullen, I would still buy mass amounts of like, bro, if I could show you my closet, I've got like 100 pair of tennis shoes. Do I need that? That's ridiculous, Johnny. I was living that kind of lifestyle. Yes, I was sober and going to meetings and being of service, but my lifestyle was reckless in sobriety. And when I met her, she's like, no. This is going to stop this. And I was like, all right. And so far I've downsized a lot and it's worked. We're about to move into our own place next month. And it's just, everything is just smoothly transitioning better and better as I get closer to 3.5 years.
Bro, that message right there, I needed to hear that shit, bro.
Right on.
Oh, you fucking dropped the bomb on me, my boy.
Well, hey, my wife dropped that bomb, so we'll give credit to Mo.
Hey, let's give her some credit, dude. Hey, man,
right.
I want to thank you for your time, bro. Like, I really do appreciate you hopping on with me. I know you got to go to work pretty soon.
Yeah.
I know you're a busy man. We got to maintain that balance in life, dude.
Yeah.
Again, dude, thank you so much for joining me. I think we recorded a really good podcast so far, man.
Johnny, it's a pleasure always, though. I hope to come back one day.
Hey, most def. Doors always open, brother.
Appreciate
you, man. Much love.